Well, folks, I may be Tennessee Brando, but what some of you may not know is that I actually grew up over in southeast Kentucky. I was born here in Tennessee, grew up in Middlesboro, Kentucky, home of Lee Majors, and when I got out of high school, I moved back here to Tennessee and been here ever since. But I can tell you one thing about growing up in southeast Kentucky. There are a whole lot of stereotypes that you face while you're growing up. And at the time, you don't necessarily realize they're stereotypes. And at the time, you don't realize that there are people out there that use them to punch down at you, that use them to make fun of you, and use them to keep you uneducated and living in the dark. I remember back when I was younger, I had the cassette tape of Jeff Foxworthy, You Might Be a Redneck. And I remember I was listening to it one day and my uncle came over. He's like, "Why are you listening to that stupid shit?" I said, "What's funny?" He said, "No, it ain't nothing funny about it." I said, "Well, yeah, it is." He said, "No, it's not." He said, "Because those are all the negative stereotypes about our kind of people." He said, "Everybody in this part of the world accuses us of sleeping with our cousins, and they accuse us of being dumb and uneducated." When he says stuff like, "If you go to the family reunion to meet women, you might be a redneck." Or he says, "If you walk your kid to the school because you're in the same grade, you might be a redneck." He was like, he's talking down to us. I said, "Yeah, but he's from here. He's from Georgia." He said, "I don't care where he's from." He said, "They may be laughing with us in this part of the world, but when he takes those jokes out of this part of the world, they're laughing at us." And that really made me think. And as I grew up and got older, I realized that there was a whole lot of negative stereotypes about our part of the world that just kept us from progressing. And I realized that people cashed in on these things and that there was a whole market for those kind of stereotypes. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, go to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and you will see hillbilly golf, and you will see Billy Bob teeth, and you will see everything under the sun to make fun of our culture and to exploit it and to make us look like the biggest bunch of idiots on earth. And just when you think it couldn't get any worse, Nick Wilson said, "Hold on a minute, let me make this work." Nick Wilson was on the TV show Survivor back in 2018. I reckon he won the damn thing, come back a few years, won it again. I don't know. I don't watch the shit. But another reality star has decided to get into politics, and now Nick Wilson is a congressman from a representative from Kentucky, represents Whitley County, Williamsburg. And he drew up a bill which would exclude first cousins from incest, meaning it would be legal to sleep with your first cousin in Kentucky. Now, immediately this was met with backlash. Immediately this was met with a whole lot of memes and a whole lot of jokes and a whole lot of videos of people running Nick Wilson in the dirt, laughing, mocking him, making fun of the whole state of Kentucky. Once again, we became a laughingstock because he left the words first cousin out of his original draft. Now, he says it was a mistake. He says he didn't mean to. And now he's saying that he's going to rewrite the bill and he's going to reintroduce it. And this is what he had to say about it. He said, obviously there's stereotypes or jokes that may come with it. And it's a little embarrassing. Listen, it's not that they may come with it. They do come with it. And it is embarrassing. But I can take it if that's what it takes for me to pass a good law and protect people. That's fine. That's the job I have. What I would hope is that it doesn't lessen the importance of the actual issue I'm facing. And if people want to make memes or jokes that is directed at me and not the victims of sexual abuse or child abuse. He goes on to say, "I understand I made a mistake, but I sincerely hope my mistake doesn't hurt my chances of the corrected version of this bill. It's a good bill, and I hope it will get a second chance." Dude, you're never going to come back from this one. Okay, this is one that you will never come back from in the state of Kentucky. Because the first thing that went through people's head when they saw that ridiculous bill was, you mean to tell me that they have stripped away reproductive rights from women, but they're wanting to make it okay to sleep with your first cousin? And then the mockery came in, and then the jokes came in, and they will continue to do so. You can rewrite it 1,000 times. In this part of the world, you're done. You're never going to be taken seriously again after that, okay? You know, Ron Jeremy actually thought that he had a shot of being the next Marlon Brando. He really believed that if he was given the opportunity, he could act on the Scarface level. He thought he could play Forrest Gump. He was still waiting for his big chance. He was still hoping someone would discover his acting skills. Well, you know, once you do what Ron Jeremy did, you don't get to be the dad on National Lampoons. Okay? You don't get to be on the remake of Leave It to Beaver. Actually, I think he was, but it was a completely different kind of Leave It to Beaver. The moral of the story is what this mistake, whether it was a mistake or not, this is one you don't come back from in Southeast Kentucky or anywhere in Kentucky, because all you did was once again turn all the laughter and all the jokes at us. There is a shit ton of really good people in Kentucky. Hardworking people, good people. There is a lot of progressive-minded people in that part of the world too. They never get the microphone because we always give it to Billy Bob. We always give it to Billy Bob who'll stand up there and tell us what the tornado sounded like. And every time somebody with some sense gets the microphone, then they pull out those kind of stereotypes, they pull out those kind of jokes, and they dumb us down. I get passionate about this kind of stuff because it's always bothered me. And I'm thankful that I had an uncle that would say to me, what you're listening to right there is bullshit. What you're listening to right there is stereotypes. Stop talking down about yourself. Stop going around, repeat. Don't you ever, if I had have put those Billy Bob teeth in my mouth and run around with them, yeah, my uncle would have let me have it, and rightfully so. Stop dumbing us down. There's good people in this part of the world. But once again, a reality star thought it would be a good idea to run for office, and now this is where we're at.